Jaya Sri Radhe. The Sunday Satsang, April 9th, 2023. Radha Kunda. Questions and answers. Oh, so new. That's yours. That's yours. This is the baby one. That's cool. Any questions out there? Any questions? Yeah, there's a guy in the 50th row in the back there. Number, I think, seat 250. Yeah.
My question is, when you offer some praise for someone or results of your austerities or something, if you do some aparat during this austerity, during performing Ekadashi or other things, do this person also get this result?
The question is, if someone is performing some Bhakti bhajan, some chanting of japa, or doing prikrama, or taking snan, or any activity of Bhakti bhajan, there's a principle in Shastra, you can transfer the results that Krishna will give one for performing those activities by the performer of the activity, the sadhaka. If he takes the Sankalpa, he or she can transfer the benefits, the boons, the benedictions, the blessings to another individual. And the very clear proof of that is in the Ekadasi Mahatmyam from different Puranas, collected from Skanda Purana, Padma Purana, other Puranas, that describe many stories of people performing Ekadasi to give the benefits to their husband, to their wife, to their father. Fathers in Prichi Loka, he's suffering in hell, and Narada Muni goes there and finds out that the father of the previous king, who is the father of the present king, is now suffering in hell. And so Narada Muni suggests to that new king, the son that your father is suffering in hell, you should do this Ekadasi Brat and transfer the benefit to liberate him from hell. And the stories are there, and are accepted as Shastra Praman and as true factual occurrences which prove the efficacy of the practice of transforming punya karmas and bhakti fall, bhakti brata fall, ekadasi fall, dvasi fall, chaturmasya fall, the fruit of performing ekadasi, transferring it to another. That's the principle. So the question based on that principle, if the performer of this activity of bhakti, bathing in Radha Kunda, going on prikrama, etc., if he or she during a performance of that activity, they make an aparat, does that cancel the benefit of the person, or does that aparat get transferred also to the person? But when you take it Sankalpa means a vow of intention, a vow of affirmation. What is statement of purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? So we do that every time. We plan a day, plan a meal. When we chant japa, we have to take a Sankalpa. I'm chanting this japa to attain love for Krishna. Or some people, they chant japa to get purified or whatever they have, some weird ideas or whatever. We're chanting this japa to get rid of some offenses or sins or whatever. So that's statement of intention. So, and it's called Sankalpa mantra. These are listed when you read Hari Bhakti Vilas. It describes the Ekadasi Bratas and describes Kartik, and it gives specific Sanskrit mantras which you chant before performing Kartik Brat. It's called Kartik brought the Sankalpa mantra. It's right there in Hari Bhakti laws, in English and Sanskrit mantra. So this is a Sankalpa mantra. So when you're performing Ekadasi, you take a Sankalpa. I'm performing this Ekadasi for the benefit of my mother, because she's not very inclined towards Krishna Bhakti. So Krishna, please give the benefit to her and make her more inclined towards Krishna Bhakti, more favorable towards me, so she'll send me money every month. And bottles of honey and money and honey and all the good necessary things. Or whatever. So you're taking Sankalpa to transfer your benefit, not transfer your apparatus. Krishna is only going to transfer the good of your deeds, not the goofing up or apparatus. It's a very, very sincere question. And it's a possible thought one can have. Obviously, you had that thought, so you asked that question. I read about this principle in Shastra, and so I thought I'd try it because we're Western people, we're scientifically oriented. Go on and run away. You're sitting upon what? That's good. Yeah, it looks like that. Fake out. So we're scientifically oriented people, so we want to see the proof. Does this thing really work? The Shastras say this doesn't work. So I had an opportunity, people come to me with problems, and they say, I'm doing Bhakti Bhajan, but my husband is not very supportive or very interested in my practice. He tells me, I don't want to see you chanting on those beads in front of me. I don't want to see you reading any Shastra in front of me. You do that, I don't want to see any spiritual books lying around in the bedroom or in the temple room. You read or you chant, I want everything put away. When I'm here in the morning before work, when I come home after work, I don't see any Japa Mala lying around or any sacred books. I don't want to see any of this jazz. Although he had have a temple in the room. He had the idea that beads and books and all that belongs in the temple, and I want to see my wife walking around like that. Yeah, so she said it's very awkward and difficult to live in this house with this gentleman. So do you have any suggestions? I said, yes, you're already doing Ekadasi and performing Nirjala Ekadasi, so why don't you take a Sankalpa to transfer the benefits to your husband? I told this story before. I'm telling it again, maybe 100 times. You've heard it 88 times. You heard it 65 times. You heard it 10 times. So I can make a new variation of it if you want. So the devoted lady did this for 1 year. And she called me out on the phone and said, you won't believe it. After breakfast day, my husband took out a piece of paper and he put on top terms and conditions. TNC, then he wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. He wouldn't let her cook, bring her, allow her to come to Vrindavan. What to speak of Radha Kunda. So then he wrote 1, I'll buy you an apartment in Vrindavan. 2, you can chant japa. 3, you can read books. And she said, I don't believe it. I said, he made a contract? Yeah, a contract. He's a businessman. So he did make contracts with his wife. So I read 1 through 10. He says, sign it, and he dated it. So you sign it, and if you do, these 10 things will let you do. But if you do anything else, then you're out, or whatever, fired or kicked out or I don't know, whatever. I run away or something. But it's okay to sign it. So it was an amazing transformation by the power of Sankalpa and the power of Vikasi brought the fall. So I suggest anyone watching out there in cyberspace, outer space, that if you have want to create some benefit for another person, spiritual benefit, make them inclined towards God and Bhagavan and spiritual practices and more favorable attitude, you can transfer your performance of Bhakti Bhajan, Ekadasi or Kartik Vrata or Chaturmasya or any time you fast and Janmashtami fast and other things. You can transfer the benefit to the concerned party and watch and see what happens. Do it at least for 6 months. We have mine. For me? This guy needs some help. Oh Krishna, please transfer this guy, make him better, a little crack brain now. Make him a little more normal, get a little. I didn't turn it on. Maybe you can send me that first one or whatever. Okay, that's right. Questions, Swamiji, questions.
Enjoying your talk, Maharaj.
Okay, great. You can lie down and enjoy better. You're on the bed after all, You come up here with some fan, you can keep your head cool, Thank you. Nice to see you. Jaya Radhe. Maharaj, have any questions? Yeah, when do you get grease my feet? Yeah.
My first daughter
Huh?
marriage again. Something.
Yeah, right.
Someone said to me that if you have Giriraj and Radha Krishna Murti, if, for example, one day is too busy and you have no time, if you do Abhishek only to Giriraj, is like if you do even to Radha Krishna. Is it true or not?
Does it make sense? You have a daughter and you have a son. So one day you don't feel like bathing the daughter, so you bathe the son. Now that means that the daughter gets bathed by bathing the son?
In fact, I see that I don't find sense in my mind, so for this reason I'm asking.
That's just laziness. You shouldn't have, it's just time and again. You don't do deity worship unless you have a personal conception of God. That's an impersonal conception. Ask the person that said that, do you take a bath on Monday and Wednesday and Friday? You call your sister on Tuesday and Thursday, say, can you take a bath with me? I'm not taking a bath today. So Giriraj is taking a bath for Krishna? Come on, man. Giriraj is taking a bath for come on. Don't listen to everything you hear. Some things can go in one ear and out the other. Okay. Yeah, very good idea. Okay, do it more often. Don't listen to nonsense, no. Don't argue, just say, that's nice. If they tell you to do it, yeah, I'll do it. Go back, go take a walk, take some outside. Just say yes, and do what's right. So that way you don't make enemies, you don't get in arguments. No, you should do this, no, you should do that, my guru said. And you gotta go cat chasing his tail and can't ever get to the end of it, What's going on now? More microphones. More the better. What's going on here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 microphones, 1 voice. Wow, why so many microphones? I'm not Panchamukhi Hanuman. Panchmukhi Shiva. Acha. What was that? I didn't turn that one on. Sometimes it's okay. Okay, now speak. You have a question, you raise your hand. Yeah.
So it's question from Delhi devotees. So they were asking that in Bhakti it is told that we have to be very tolerant. So when they are in Grihastha ashram and they face and they have to balance between Bhakti and their Grihastha ashram also. So how do they make a balance between it and how to be tolerant? Because there are circumstances, they are very aggressive in certain circumstances. So how can tolerance be balanced in such a situation?
So that aggression and family and it's all jumbled up. Can you rephrase the question more clearly?
How to be more tolerant in Grihastha ashram?
Don't get married. Question is how to be more tolerant in Grihastha ashram. Get out of the ashram as soon as you can. As fast as you can, otherwise. No, tolerant, you have to develop your love. How tolerant is the mother of her children? She's very tolerant. So how to be more tolerant? You have to increase your love. The mother tolerates the child, anything, the mother tolerates the children, so they do so many crazy, embarrassing things to the mother. You know, urinate on her, pass stool on her, and bite her, everything, and all kinds of things they do. Little babies and children. But the mother just tolerates it. This is my object of love, it's my child. So the same way in Grihastha ashram, if the husband and wife really love each other, tolerance is a byproduct of love. It's clearly seen in a mother's tolerance of a child, of her baby. Her baby does so many funny, crazy things and painful things. The mother's milking the baby starts getting teeth and bites her ston, and it hurts. But she doesn't call the police, 911, you know. My son bit me, you know. So she tolerates it because he loves the baby's object of love. So the husband should be an object of love. Love brings out all good qualities in a person. Genuine love. If it's selfish, if it's just a business deal, you'll never find any good qualities arise from that. It's just perpetuating greed and lust between two people. Because it's a business arrangement, it's not a real loving relationship. A loving relationship brings out humility, brings out tolerance, brings out compassion, brings out sympathy, brings out care. Love is the key to everything. So don't get married unless you have love marriages. I encourage love marriages. Arranged marriages, I don't buy that. I say love marriage, but find out, love somebody, and hopefully when you should get charts done and find out all kinds of compatibilities. There's a lot of science to India combining a young boy, a young man, and a young woman. You know, they match their psychology, they match their capacity for sex life by stars and planets. There's 32 points of capacity, 36 or something. 36 points of compatibility. One is matching genitals. Well, that's pretty far out. You know, and this Hindu Dharma, you know, it's not Playboy magazine X-rated stuff. You know, it's a chaste woman. She never touched a man her whole life, and the guy is a chaste guy. Believe it or not, Indians are like that. Some, not many, but some. This is part of where they get married. This guy, you know, is weak and she's strong, and mismatch, you know. So even if there's love, it should be backed by some strong planetary blessings. That these planets and stars and moon and sun are blessing this girl and boy, that their loving attraction is going to blossom and fructify and be successful. So I am for that. I met a guy on a train once. I was coming from Bangalore to Delhi, 56-hour train. That was bliss. If I got on a jet plane, I could have flown all around the world twice. Could have flown around the entire world two times. I took a year to get from Bangalore, India to Delhi. 56 hours. So I asked him, I said, he wasn't married. I said, what, you going to have arranged marriage or love marriage? So I'm open. I'm a boy. I do either. Whatever I do, my parents will support me. I said, what happens if you fall in love with a girl? You're madly in love with her, and she's madly in love with you, but your charts don't match. He said, I won't get married. I said, you're crazy. Okay, I'm crazy. But I believe in this part of the tradition. So most people wouldn't do that, of course. Marriage is blind. Love is blind. But blindness, you get yourself in trouble. Walk down the street with no eyes, you run into a light pole or fall in a ditch. So when people want to get married, they say, do you favor love marriage? Or I say, I favor love arranged marriage. love blessing marriage. Love with the blessing of compatible charts. No, just go. There's another scenario. Because I've been 36 years in India talking about people before marriage and after marriage. So another scenario, you see, a guy and a girl want to get married, and the family, they have a kula purohit, a priest for their family, the boys' side and the girls' side. So the boys' priest says, just tells the family, this is very compatible. This girl is very compatible with your boy. Okay. Then the girls' astrologer, their family said, this boy is very incompatible. Because they came to me, this boy and girl came to me. So what do we do? I said, flip a coin. Heads or tails. Heads you get married, tails you don't get married. I said, go to some more astrologers, because you don't know that the wife's astrologer was paid by your mother to say you were a good guy because she's rich and you're poor. So the mother found out the family astrologer of the girl and said, look, I'll give you 1 lakh if you say he's good. It goes on, This is India, don't forget. So money talk. So it's like cheating on top of cheating on top of cheating. I mean, wow. Best thing to stay single. Party if you want to party, but stay single, That's my philosophy. I lived that for a while, but now there's a little different idea now. Party, different type of party. So, I don't know what the question was, I got lost. Yeah, I got it. So that's an answer, it's hard to apply. You said, how do a husband and wife, because they do work and business and they're really aggressive and really intolerant, then they come home and have to be tolerant, and not scream and yell at their wife and be tolerant. How do they do that? My answer was they have to increase their love. You say they can't because they don't really love each other. So they just carry on, beat each other up, be intolerant. It's a mismatch. That's all. It didn't work out, and that has a higher purpose also. Ultimately, everything is arranged by Bhagavan for our good. Bible says God is good. We say God is good. Om Purnam Adam Purnamidam. Everything Bhagavan is Purnam. And he's perfect. Everything he does is perfect. Good, bad, ugly, it's all perfect. But we have to have the foresight and the hindsight, and the broad perspective and the holistic view to see how God, Bhagavan, Ram, Krishna, Jesus, Allah, Jehovah, whatever you say, how his hand or her hand or whatever is behind everything. And it's all for my advancement in spiritual life, to bring me to spiritual awareness and absolute awareness. So the purpose of life is not, who cares about how husband and wife get along? Better they don't get along. Then they'll turn to God. If they're pious, if they're intelligent. What's good about getting along? Just be mean and that. Be yourself. Be mean and nasty and selfish, That's what you are. So why you try to fake out to be a fake? Be real, whatever you are, be real, that's the bottom line. Satyam, honesty. Unselfish and egoistic and proud, You're not going to change. Very rarely you'll change. If you're born that way, you'll die that way. But maybe in between, you can change your heart by doing yoga, sadhana of some type. Can't change your svabha. Svabha means your good and karma. Some people have the mistaken idea that, if you're a rajasic individual, if you do bhakti, you'll become sattvic. You'll become sattvic by doing bhakti, but it will change your consciousness. The svabha, the guna and karma is your body and mind, but your consciousness is the energy of the Atma. But the energy of the Atma is consciousness, material consciousness. So you can transform your consciousness by yoga sadhana. But if you're a heavy-set fat guy and you do yoga and meditation, you're still going to be heavy-set. But you may develop some peace in your mind because your consciousness has become spiritualized. I know devotees now for 50 years. They were passionate when they're 22. When I was 22, they were 22. Now they're 75. And they're the same passionate way now. Believe it or not, they're 75, they're going like crazy. It's nature, it's called svabha in Sanskrit. Svabha is a combination of our guna and karma, which are part of our birth. It says in the 13th chapter of Gita, Karanam guna sangha sat sadasa jani janmasi. 13:26 or something like that. Look it up. As Krishna says, the cause of a particular body is the guna and karma from last life. So what kind of gunas, tama guna, rajaguna, sattva guna, we cultivated last life, and what kind of activities we did last life will shape the kind of body and thinking and ideas we have in this life. So people, cultivate qualities to be intolerant. I don't know. So they say if you become a devotee, you develop all 26 qualities. May or may not. But the main thing you should develop is love for Krishna. Because many devotees have love for Krishna. They're not very nice people. They're very solitary, loner people. They're cranky. There's many stories and biographies of great sadhus. People come to see him and say, get out of here, what do you want? He goes, oh, he's a nasty guy. He's absorbed in his meditation. He's not of this world. So that's why they say you can understand spiritual people, how they act. Oh, he's not behaved, he's angry. Externally shows anger, they keep everybody away from him. Like lions roar just to keep people away from him. Let's get out of here. Yeah, the guy's trying to sleep and you're trying to take pictures with your SLR camera, photo lens, whatever they call it. Telescopic lens, take a picture of you back up your camera and start running, The guy's trying to sleep, What, you find it? Look here. The back end, maybe it's 13:26. Anyway, it's an important verse to explain the present situation we see. The past causes the present, and the present causes the future. Whatever you're doing your sadhana, that becomes your siddhi. The green mango becomes the ripe mango. So you're meditating on your siddhi as a manjari, and you're trying to think of that spiritual world, do sayarani, that will become your ripe fruit by and by, this life or next life. Found it? Not that word. Okay, no problem. That's the Delhi devotee. Questions? Shariji? Question? If you're a philosopher and a healer, so you have a lot of experience of life.
I'd like to ask about Ashtaka Lila connected with Siddhanta meditation. How important is that, and if you can share some of your experience in that sense?
Thank you. The devotee is asking a question about Astakaya Lila of Radha Krishna, which is, you found it? Okay.
It's third line, I was looking for. पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थेति गुणते प्रकृतिजां कारणं गुणस्य
Oh yeah, it's the second line. Karanam Guna Sangha says Prakriti. Okay. What's that do? So there's always asking a question about Radha Krishna Asakali Lila and Siddhanta meditation. Can we speak something or shed some light, speak something about that? Well, Radha and Krishna have pastimes throughout the day and night, and 24 hours a day. They don't spend any time sleeping because they don't have material bodies. So the soul, the individual devotee, he has a Siddhanta in the spiritual world of Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, which is already there and already active and already doing seva to Radha and Krishna. And the devotee is fortunate the Guru reveals the Siddhanta to the disciple so that the devotee has introduction. So one of the keynotes about having Siddhanta is one gets introduced to the family. That's why you hear this term Parivar. Nityananda Parivar, Advaita Parivar, Gadadhara Parivar, Shamananda Parivar, Narottam Parivar, Shamananda Parivar. Many Parivars means families of gurus, families of gopis, ultimately. Because the guru has a side group, it has a spiritual form as a gopi manjari. So the guru gives a gopi manjari form to a disciple, and that's called Siddhanta. That's a perfect body. But actually it's, when we say body, we think it's a body like this, but it's more accurately called a bhavdeha. It's a body made of love, loving feelings, transcendental loving feelings. So Krishna's body is Prem Swarup, and Radharani's body is Mahabhav Swarup. So the manjaris are assisting Radharani's Mahabhav in her loving relationship towards Krishna. So when you get Siddhanta, you get introduced. First of all, you get a Siddhanta as a manjari, and then you're put under the guidance of a chief manjari and a chief sakhi. It's called Yuteshri. So then you're given an individual seva, which you'll do throughout the day and night. Whenever there's an opportunity to do that seva, you'll do it. Like say your seva is paying Radharani's feet. So Radharani's feet have to be paid several times a day, or any time she feels like it. But after she bathes in the morning, after she bathes in Radha Kunda, and in the afternoon, after she comes back from afternoon lila, bathing in Radha Kunda, but she's at Radha Kunda, you have to paint her feet, and she walks home, and she takes another bath before she goes out at night. So it's 3 or 4 times in a day you have to paint Radharani's feet. After Rasula, she bathes in Yamuna, then her feet get all washed off, you have to paint again. You're always walking around with a paintbrush in your hand. Like have your mobile in your back pocket, have a paintbrush and your different colors and brushes and different things in your back pocket, pocketbook or whatever. So it makes you, the advantage of Siddhanta is you feel you have a place there, you're in the spiritual world. Here we say, who am I? So any book, any Upanishad writing of any yoga system, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, it's an aphorism of the Vedanta Sutra, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, Me Jivatma Hun, I am Jivatma, I am Brahman. So that's the baseline, that's the starting point. So if you have that baseline, you develop the sadhana to realize that idea, you go to Brahman. It's called Brahma Sayuja Mukti. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other Shastras say the Jivatma, that particle of Brahman, is actually an individual unit, and it's a serving unit of Krishna. Jivara Swarupaya Krishna Nitya Das. So that's a personal conception, duality. There's God, there's me. But the Brahman conception, I am Narayan, you're Narayan, we're all Bhagavan, we're all Brahman, we're all God. So we say one and different. We're one, we're transcendental, we're spiritual, we're different. So I Siddhanta, and when you get Siddhanta, you feel you belong. It gives you a sense of belonging, it gives you a sense of identity, it gives you a place and a family, and a place to live and grow up, and then a place to do seva, Radharani, and your movie, it gives you access, gets you entrance to the Leela. Just like there's a movie going on, when you don't have a ticket, you can't get in the door. There's a great movie going on inside that theater without a ticket. So the ticket is having a proper body, a bhavdeya. So the keynote of having siddhadeya and astrology is developing the bhav. The entrance is not only the body, but the bhav. It's like when it describes the Rasulila chapter, it says that the sadhana siddha gopis, they had siddhadeya, because they were born from a womb of Gopi and Krishna, but they didn't have siddha bhav. They still had some gunamaya deya, chapter 10, canto chapter 29. They couldn't get out to the rasa dance because their spiritual body, they had a gopis through externally siddhadeya, but their bhav was some material attachment there. So those gopis who couldn't get out that night, they spent with their husband, they had a child a year later. But most of the gopis that were sadhanas, they didn't have that little gunamaya. Their body was transcendental, but just the body was transcendental, but the bhav was not. So this is a little esoteric and hard to understand. So siddhadeya and siddhabhava are required. Like Lakshmi Devi, she wanted to enter the rasa dance. She has a siddhadeya. She has Satchidananda Roop. She's a Shakti of Narayan, Lakshmi Devi. She wanted to enter the rasa dance, and Krishna stopped her, Yogamaya stopped her, Gopi stopped. So she didn't have Gopi Bhav. She had Lakshmi Bhav. I'm a queen. I'm a Brahmin. Narayan's a Brahmin. She's a Brahmin. And she said, I'm a Brahmin. I'm a queen of Vaikuntha. And they said, you have to be a Gopi. Can you make these Gora patties? Take the cow dung and go like this in front of the wall and cook your rotis. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. She carry milk pots on her head. Can you milk a cow? I'm a queen. Are you, Krishna plays the flute and calls you for rasa dance, are you willing to dump your husband out the door? Are you kidding? I'm a chaste housewife, I can't do that. Then you can't be a gopi. So she's stuck in Balavan, Lakshman, doing meditation. She's the only deity of Lakshmi in the whole universe. She's singing Padmasana, like you guys sing. Padmasana, she has her hands folded. Lakshmi Devi's begging. Everybody in India is begging Lakshmi for money. Janam Devi, give me money, give me wealth. And Lakshmi herself is begging. What's she begging for? Gopi Bhav. Give me Gopi Bhav. And she had the Brishvasis don't even feed her. They only feed her 1 month a year, every Thursday in Posh month, like I was saying yesterday, for Joy in Hindi. I know there's a festival there. In Posh month, when it's January, when it's really cold, the Brishvasi, different temples take turns every Thursday, and they make big pots of khichdi with dried fruit and nuts in the khichdi. And they take a boat across Yamuna to Balavan, which is not far from opposite Keshigat. Balavan, it's Lakshman. And every Thursday is the day to worship Durga or Lakshmi. They bring this big pot and they give her a big pot of khichdi. Other than that, she eats bilva leaves and Jamuna water. Bilva means bale fruit, you know, that big hard green fruit inside orange, good for your stomach. Bale juice. So she eats bale leaves, you know, she's a yogi, she's meditating. So once a year they give her some khichdi, four Thursdays a month, Ritzya. Nobody goes there, nobody pays attention. And they go there to bless her with something to eat and bless her with Gopi Bhav. All Rishmana, they go. I used to go there when I lived in Radha or Poshman. I went to go to get blessing to Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi, I bless you. This is everywhere in the world, every Indian prays to Lakshmi, Lakshmi Narayan, give me money, give me money. In Vrindavan, the Brishvasis pray for Lakshmi. Oh, Krishna, please give Gopi Bhav. Radharani, please give Gopi Bhav to Lakshmi Devi. Everyone's begging Lakshmi Devi, and Vrindavan, Lakshmi's a beggar. That's cool. So anyway, so the Siddhanta, the main feature of it is not so much even meditation, it's just the feeling that I'm eternally there, it's very reassuring and comforting to know that I am that person. I am in the spiritual world right now. I'm doing all these sevas, and it's just a matter of time when I'll be there. This Atma will merge with that Siddhanta and live there eternally in the spiritual world doing my individual seva. That's the most reassuring and comforting thing I derive from getting Siddhanta myself. And then all you're seeing is you're following the leaders throughout the day, and you do your individual service, you do any services that are required. As you read about different services, generally any manjari will like to do any of the services, brush her on his hair, dress her on, paint her face, or anything, carry messages for her, defend her, lie to the superiors, whatever, or any of this, anything. There's 17 main services of Sakis and Manjaris listed in Ujjwal Nilamani. I wrote a post about it also on my Facebook, the website. So there are many different services and many varieties of that also. You can sing for her, you can't play your guitar, but you can play your veena. A lot of people have guitars and ukuleles and violins and banjos, that's cool. But veena, you have to get a veena or something else. And you can sing and dance for Radha Krishna also. I like that. Yeah, you must be knowing, I think you're involved with this practice yourself. But I don't know what your experience is. One thing is that we find that when we're meditating on Siddhanta and doing seva, we forget about this world. And we don't want to come out of that. That's like, sometimes people take LSD, they have really good trips. They want it to last forever. Sometimes it lasts for a couple of days also. Depends on how much you take or how receptive you are. But you come out of that. But this, whenever you meditate every day, you go out, out of your mind, out of this world. You enter the other world. And the whole idea is because what the practice of meditation is the practice of visualization also, internal visualization. So there's different parts of the brain that they've analyzed that are connected to visualization. I don't remember technically where it is, but some people have mechanical brains, they see numbers, they memorize license plates and stuff like that. And some people remember scenery, or remember the coast of Greece, or whatever, because you travel the whole world, or desert sands of Rajasthan, or you have visual art, like artists have that kind of memory, visual pictures, like they see colors and movements, and that's the advantage for meditation this way. That's why when the books describe Leela, they usually try to describe them very minutely. Those flowers and the birds and the fauna, the flora, the flowers, and the trees and the plants and the creepers and this bird and that bird and this deer and that deer. So you can try to paint that picture in your meditative mind and enter that. It's not just the body and seva, but it's the environment. It's called Udipan, called Vibhav Udipan, Alamban Udipan. It's the stimulant, exciting factors. Imagine Rasleela with no full moon. Come on. Imagine any night with your girlfriend with no full moon. It's okay, it's okay. But full moon is very romantic. So it's like that. This is called Udipan, a stimulant and excitement to the Stairati, the main loving relationship, which in this case is amorous love, Madhurati. The soft cooing of the cuckoos, the red rising moon, the gentle breeze coming off the Yamuna, the scent of night-blooming lotus flowers. The scent, it's all part of immersion, spiritual senses. Because heart is the base, is the source of everything. Everything is processed through the heart. What you see is processed through the heart. What you hear is processed through the heart. What you smell, what you taste. And if Krishna is in your heart, everything connects to Krishna, and you and Krishna. Radharani is in her heart, and Krishna is in Radharani's heart. So when she sees a full moon, she thinks of Krishna and like this. She smells the flowers, thinks of Krishna. Sees the waves, Yamuna, thinks of Krishna. Like this. So, books like Ananda Vrindavan Chambu are very, very poetic descriptions of the environment of Vrindavan. There's 4 pages describing the rising moon, 4 pages describing the moonshine, 120 verses in Sanskrit. I was editing because Madan translated. I was editing the moon. Every guy really got a lot to say about the moon. He's a gopi in the spiritual world. Kavi Karampur is a gopi. But there's not much to say about the moon. It's like this, like that, like this, like that. So I tried to get into it because I had to make it clear English. It wasn't so clear to translate at first. It's all Sanskrit to start with, which I don't know. But these books are amazing. Krishna Kamudi and Nanda Vrindavan Chambu are so descriptive. So all this is part of the books that we use for Astrology, Gaudiya Vaisnava, Madan, Savali, Savamala, Ujjvala Mani, Ananda Vrindavan Chambu, Krishna Kamudi. They're all required because they explain the rasas and the bhavas and everything. But the main thing is, do it. It's not theory, it's practice. We read about Tai Chi and all that, but what does it mean? You read all the Chi goes here and there, all different kinds of Chi and all this. The science of Tai Chi, psychological, physical, and emotional, and all this many levels of Tai Chi. But then you have to apply it and experience it and see how you heal others and helps you. And so the same thing with rasa. We have to study the tattva of rasa and bhav, and then do the meditation. The main thing is meditation. The Guru will always say, stay in your siddha, meditate in your seva. Always, like when I met my Guru, he said, how many hours did you spend in your siddha a day? I said, 1. I said, 23 hours you were in this body? Yeah. I'm in Maya, brushing my hair, brushing my teeth, combing my hair, bathing, working, shopping, this, that. 1 hour in my siddha. I'm sorry. He said, what are you doing? What should be? I don't know. The day just goes. Where does it go? I don't know. Not in bhajan. It's not easy life to do. Stay in siddha and do seva and meditate world. Have to have some peace of mind, a little helpful and peaceful environment. There's always, Maya creates so many distractions, electric bills and this and that. Life, is complicated. Srila Prabhupada said, simple living, high thinking. That's a great idea, but who can do it? Simple living, high thinking. If I'm lucky, I can spend 4 or 5 hours out of 24 doing meditation. I'm not married. I don't have any job. I'm not married. So I lament that I can't spend more time in meditation. Everyone counts on mercy. We're counting on mercy. Anyway, it's many lifetimes to attain siddhi, perfection. All the siddhi yogis you meet, all the siddhi yogis, most of them are Brahmins from birth, which means they've gone through lives practicing sadhana as Kshatriyas, as Shudras, as Vaishyas. They come up through different varnas, through different births, getting closer to God in their practice. And when you meet them, now they're a guru, now they're a siddhi yogi, or whatever. But it's what you're seeing is the fruit of a tree that's been growing for 20 years. Mango tree grows 20 years before it makes fruits. So when you meet, my guru was a Brahmin, brahmachari his whole life, did 80 years of bhajan in Vrindavan this life. 80 years. From the age of 20 to 101. 102, he left it 102. And where was he and what am I? Like, no, can't even compare or even talk about it. So, do whatever you can do, you try to do. At least, like some days I don't know where it goes. I go on yatras sometimes here and there. Then I lie in my bed for a few minutes and I think, well, I always tune into the real world. For some time, I lie there and say, I'm so and so Mandri. I'm this old. This is my swabhav. This is my dress. This is my complexion. This is my ornaments and bhushan. This is my uteshri. This is my Guru Sakhi's name, my Param Guru Sakhi, all my Guru Sakhis. This is my seva. This is my seva. Out. I didn't even get through everything. I fall asleep. I've been on yatras. I haven't taken rest. I've been on yatras for 4 days in a row. Took rest 1:30 one day, 1 o'clock, 12:30. I asked other people in the car, when you took rest? 1:30. And we're all meeting again next day. We took rest at 1:30, then 8 o'clock in the morning. Then it was like 4 or 5 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Because some people are visiting from other countries, so we want to give them some fun, just take around here and there. So at least a few minutes a day touch your sadhya and your nitya seva in that spiritual realm. Jaya Radhe. Some question? Any other question? Read. Just come over here.
Maharaj, when we commit Vaishnava aparad, our spiritual strength goes down. How can we revive the spiritual strength?
When we commit Vaishnava, because Vaishnava, our spiritual strength goes down, how can we regain our spiritual strength? How can we don't make Vaishnava? Yeah, basically, the answer to every question is 4 letters. L-O-V-E. Love, love, love. We always want to spell 5 letters. B-H-A-K-T, 6 letters, C-I. Bhakti. Bhakti means love, love means bhakti. Love means love anybody, bhakti means love of Krishna, Radharani. Both are good. But the ultimate good, the spiritual good, the absolute good is loving God. But loving your wife, girlfriend, dog, cat, whatever, that's also good. So this is a problem in Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga is the age of hatred. It's called the age of quarrel, fighting. Kala is called Kali Yuga, it comes from the Sanskrit word kalaha. Kalaha. Kalaha means to fight. And there's a term in spiritual called prem kalaha. Kalaha means love fight. So I'll tell you the story about prem kalaha, then I'll go back to answering the question. So once the king of Puri went to Vijayanagar, I think it's south somewhere, Vijayanagar,
Yes.
South India. And he conquered the king there. And the king was worshiping the deity of Gopal. And the king of Puri, the Raja, Gaja Raja, whatever it's called, Raja Singh or something, he conquered the king, took all his wealth, and he took his deity too. He brought back Gopal to Jagannath, and he said, where am I going to put it? I don't have a temple. So he put him in Jagannath's temple. Jagannath Balaram Subhadra in Jagannath Puri. So in the morning when the Pujari offered the sweets, they call Balya Bhog, means breakfast, like first sweet in the morning, like 4:30 in the morning. And Krishna, for breakfast, he has sweet rice and rubbery and burfi and sandesh and groceries and rascal. Very light protein drink, half alfalfa sprouts and a protein drink. No, he eats a little different kind of stuff. So when they went out the Bogad over to Jagannath, they put it on the plate down, then the Gopal would eat everything. The Murti of Gopal would eat all the sweets. And Jagannath wasn't getting anything, Balaram wasn't getting anything, so it was going on for about 3-4 days. And Jagannath said, "What is this little kid, this little Gopal? Since the Gopal came, we don't get any sweets. They eat all the sweets, doesn't leave a grain of rice, nothing. He eats everything." So Jagannath came in a dream of the king and the head Pujari. He said, "Listen, get this Gopal out of here. He's making a disturbance, You put the Bali here, he eats everything. Subhadra's getting skinny, and Balaram's losing his strength. Now I'm losing my smile. I'm not smiling so much. Jagannath smiles. So, I got to put an end to this guy, this Gopal, make him a separate temple." So then the king moved him to another temple. So it's said at that time that Gopal and Jagannath were having a praying kalaha. It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. They're having a love fight. Because Jagannath was telling Gopal, "Don't eat all the sweets." He said, "I'm a kid, I'm a baby, you're grown up, you don't need sweets. You're just enjoying yourself." "I need them. Babies need sweets." So they're having this fight. He said, "You don't need it, at least leave half of them, There's 3 of us or 1 of you." So they're having this fight back and forth. Prem Kala. So this is called Kali Yuga because Kali means black, Kali means dark, but it really means fighting. Kala. Kali is short for Kala. Kala means fight in Sanskrit. So therefore everyone's fighting in this age. So because we have a fighting consciousness, we always have to find somebody to fight. And fighting translates into different activities, including Vaishnava Aparad. It's based because the consciousness is full of Kali. So how do we get our strength back after we make offense to Vaishnava? That's already told in Shastra. You have to get forgiveness for that Vaishnava. You have to get strength back for making a Vaishnava Aparad. You have to get the source of strength in your heart. You made a Vaishnava Aparad because lack of appreciation, lack of gratitude, lack of love. If you have love, it brings appreciation and gratitude. So you should work on increasing your love for the Vaishnavas, and your gratitude for your Vaishnavas, and appreciation of the Vaishnavas. And that will give you everlasting spiritual strength, which will help you not to make ever again Vaishnava Aparad, because you learn to see them with new eyes, and learn to understand them with new mind. If you see them with the eyes of love, and understand them with the mind of gratitude and appreciation, then you have proper sadachar, which means behavior. Achar means behavior, and sat means the behavior of the eternals. How do the eternals behave? Sat means sat. Sat means eternal. So behavior in Sanskrit is called sadachar. Achar means behavior. Sat means truth, and sat means eternality. So those people that live in the truth and live in the eternal vibration of the absolute truth, Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, they always have perfect behavior. Like we saw yesterday, Devdas, Sripad Devdas. What perfect behavior? And he's always living in the absolute truth. He's full of compassion, full of love, full of wisdom, full of many different types of knowledge, branches of knowledge, Yagya, Puja, Ayurveda, Kriya, Yoga, many things, Bhagavad, Tattva, everything. Great saintly person. Deora Baba's Acharya. Devara Baba, that great Siddha saint of renown. And this is your company. Good company. Here's your friends. Siddha saints, friends, my friends are Siddha saints. Some people say their friends are drunkards. My friend's a drug dealer. Okay, that's a good friend, get a discount. In this day and age, it's good to have a friend like that. Get some free stuff once in a while. Or half-price discount. I had a roommate in college. Every Friday you'd fly to, I was in New Jersey, going to college, and we just didn't know who we get as roommate. There's two guys in a room, dormitory, first year. And he was a drug dealer, selling marijuana. So every Friday he flew to Tucson, Arizona to buy his stuff coming from Mexico or something, I don't know. Fly back to the room on Saturday night. And he opened this big trunk. It had a lot of stuff in there. And all day long, whenever I was in the room, I was always glad. The door was always knocking. Is Tony there? The guy was from England, my roommate. I said, no, he's in the cabin somewhere. Because he had a lot of customers. He said, tell us also. So, I have a personal experience of living with a dealer. I didn't get any discounts, but still some. Look. I took what I needed. Medicine. For my studies. My father always asked me, how do you pass? Oh, it's a long story. I had a helpful roommate. My roommate helped me with my studies. He helped put me in a good frame of mind. Those were the days. First year in college, 1969. Those were wild days. And in front of our room, we had flower pots. Every room had a little window, like a little tiny balcony, a little small. And had flower pots, and there was some flowers growing there. But after 3 weeks, the boys, not the boys, but the students moved in there. The flowers came out of the pots, the flower pots, and pot went in the flower pots. Everybody was outside the room, they're all growing. Okay, look at everybody's window. There's three-story building up. There you go. Different days, Hari Krishna. We all have different careers and experiences in life. But anyway, it's all good. It's all part of the drama. Question? Yeah, Ranjarika?
I have a question, there is a standard when we chant Diksha mantras that we must be clean, etc. But if sometimes during the day, in the mind, the Diksha mantra come, is this a parade? For example, if I am not clean and I think about the Diksha mantra, is this
No, the question is, there's something called ritual purity, and this is based on Shastra. So our guru was a Pandit, so he was a very strict follower of Shastra. And most every guru suggests the same thing. That the one time we have a fixed number of Sankalpa, a daily fixed number of japa, especially Diksha mantra japa, one round of Gopal mantra, one round of Gayatri, and all that stuff, all different mantras, So we should bathe, after bathing, put on clean cloth, put on tilak, clean cloth, do achman, and then chant our mantras in a meditative state of mind. But if some other time of the day, or driving a car or traveling, you want to repeat the Diksha mantras, it's very good. These are very powerful mantras. Gopa Kumar chanted the Gopal mantra, and it took him all through the universe. He didn't go like in a spaceship through the universe. He went through all those layers of consciousness. He was saying he was from Govardhan. Story of Gopa Kumar is about a Govardhan coward boy. It's fictional story, but the spiritual truths are correct. Sankalpa Swami's Brihad Bhagavatam said, Gopa Kumar was just meditating, chanting Gopal mantra, and experiencing Indraloka, experiencing Shivaloka, experiencing Tavaloka, experiencing Vaikuntha. He didn't go there. He didn't die and take birth and die and take birth, die and take birth, live 1,000,000 years, and Brahmaloka 200,000 years. No, he lived the same human life in Earth planet, chanting Gopal mantra and all the experiences. Just sitting in conscious, because these are levels of conscious reality. So he entered those conscious, like we have a body made of earth and water, 75% water or something like that, they say. Human body, mostly water. And, earth and air and all the elements are combined here. But Brahma's body is only made of buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence. And the Swarga Loka, heavenly damsels, Apsaras and Kinnaras, and all those higher beings, their bodies are made of mind. Manas Deha. And some bodies, even that's their bodies are manasic deha, but sattva raja. But the ghosts, bhutas, prates, pishachas, vetalas, vinayakas, pishachas, all kinds of ghostly subtle beings, they have bodies made of mind also, but it's tamagun. So they usually do mischief and kind of negativity things. They're also enjoying, they enjoy like anything. But tamagun enjoyment. A guy drinking whiskey, that's tamagun, he's having a good time. He's enjoying. He's kicking, singing, dancing, whatever. He's happy, but it's tamagun. And somebody doing yoga, meditating, and pranayama and asanas, he's enjoying also. But it's sattva. Physical body, a human body, but sattva. Sattva is called sattva sukh, happiness of sattva good. So it's good to chant those mantras. But when you go on prickling, you chant Gopal mantra in your mind. Because we don't carry a bead bag unless we're going a long prickling on Govardhan. Walk around town shopping, you don't have a bead bag one end and sabji the other end. Our Guru doesn't allow that. There's a verse in Hari Katha that says, Gobiyan Nija Malikam. Gobiyan means, Gobi means secret, Nija means my own, and Malika means my own Javamala. The Javamala is supposed to be kept secret. So generally it's explained that your Javamala, you chant in your kutir, java, and when you go outside the kutir, you just chant in your mind. Some fashion, some gurus and disciples say, they go everywhere with a bead bag. But my guru didn't like that. He was a strict follower of Shastra, because that's inattentive java, and you're making aparad. When you're on the street, you just dress in a pair of shorts and shirt, do whatever you do, having a bead bag at the end of your hand doesn't make you a better devotee. It's such a joke. You see people in Saturday market, hey, how much, Kerala, Loki, $1 kilo, get the ruby. Come on. It's a personal deep meditation on an embodiment of love and seva. And it's a very solitary thing. It's not for the marketplace. It's called japa meditation. Anyway, love all, serve all, respect all. That's my motto. Everything's good. I follow my way, you follow your way. Good, live and let live, no problem. It's not, my way's not the right way. My way's the right way for me. Your way's the right way for you, good. I'm not going to put my way on your, I'm not putting my highway on your highway. My highway's going that way, your highway's going sideways. So, okay, good, you go your way. Don't be judgmental anywhere, anytime. It's counterproductive. It's self-defeating. Be judgmental. Just accept everything and follow your own way. Accept everything, respect everything, follow your own way. Don't make ways in the universe. Only generate ways of love and compassion. Not judgmental or criticism or judgmental. This is not good for the heart. It's bad for your BP. Another question? Visually.
Can you please list down the names of books one should study in order from beginning stage of Raganuga till the end of perfection?
What's the last part? And,
Till the stage of Raganuga till the end of perfection.
there's no end of perfection. Perfection never ends. The question is, can you give a list of books that are required to start Raganuga Bhakti and go to the end of perfection? My first answer is perfection has no end, because perfection is the Natadam Vrindavan, which is endless. But seriously, first is asking a question, it's a nice question. We're going to ask this question 25 times in the last 4 years. But it's okay, that's what it means to be a teacher. So basically, just as a rule of thumb, read every and any book in English written with the name Sri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj on it. Because all the books that Anantadas Babaji has commented on are necessary books for Raganuga Bhakti. What are they? You want to sequence, the first book you should read is Guru Tattva Vigyan by Anantadas Babaji. Guru Tattva Vigyan. Second book you should read is Madhurya Kadamini by Vishnu Chakravarti. Third book you should read is Bhakti Rasrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. Fourth book you should read is Rag Vardhana Chandrika by Vishnu Chakravarti. Fifth book you should read is Prem Bhakti Chandrika by Narottam Das Thakur and Anantadas Babaji. Let's see. Fifth book. Sixth book you should read is so many books. Okay, let's get into it. Govinda Lila Amrita, Krishna Bhavana Amrita, Vamana Sara Sangra, Krishnaya Kumudi, Sankalpa Kalpajuma, Utkalika Valari by Jiva Goswami, Savali by Raghunath Das Goswami, Vilap Kusumanjari, Prabhupada Saraswati's Radha Kunda, Krishna Karamrita by Vilmangala Thakur, all commented by Anantadas Babaji. Anantadas Babaji writes the best books for Raganuga Bhakti in the entire world. His comments are the best comments you'll find anywhere. So if you really want to understand what is Raganuga Bhakti, you really want to be able to practice Raganuga Bhakti, you have to read the books of Anantadas Babaji. They're in Russian language, they're in Hindi, Bengali, English, Italian, German, Spanish, whatever, Croatian, whatever. So that's keep you going for a while. And of course read Ujjvala Nilamani by Rupa Goswami, and Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, commentaries of Vishnu Chakravarti. And on into perfection. That should send you in the right direction. Read, practice, and realize. I know I used to study yoga with one particular yoga teacher when I was before Bhakti Yoga. He said, read, meditate, realize. That was his motto. Study, meditate, realize. So that applies in Bhakti also. Study, practice, and realize. These guys are realized. Brijvasi dogs. Hey, all day kirtan. It's a kirtan mela. The Ashkenazis, kirtan melas it's a kirtan mela. Radha Kunda kirtan mela. Oh. Hey, good talent. Some soprano, there's some baritone, some baby pups yell. It's all music, actually. You gotta get used to it. You gotta move, you know. Oh, I love it. Wish I could join him. I don't know that. I don't have a songbook, you know. I had to get a copy of a songbook. What's this one? Oh. 108 time hits a Radha Kunda.
Now they feel inspired. Now they feel inspired, you know.
Yeah.
They get public.
They're seeing it in their own way. They're not cuckoo birds, not parrots. They're not that good singers. Like some of us, I'm more like that type. Some devotees sing like cuckoos or like parrots. Like we're one, you know. Questions? You have a question? Okay.
Many questions today.
Okay. Try to ask an intelligent one. That's going to be hard.
About the installation of Thakurji, because Giriraj is already Sakshat Bhagavan, but for Murtis, I heard that is need installation. So how to do the installation, or I don't know.
There was a great Gaudiya Vaisnava Pandit who lived in Vrindavan some years ago. His name was Puja Sri Hari Shastri. He had 9 different degrees in Kavya, poetry, Jyotishi, and Vyakaran, Sanskrit grammar, Vaishnava Darshan, philosophy, everything. He was the spiritual master and teacher of Sri Satyanarayana Babaji for 25 years. And he was asked the same question, and I read his answer. He said, Pran Pratishtha is only for social acceptance. When you have a big temple like ISKCON, or a big temple, your Saraswati temple, in order for people to accept that deities are really there, Krishna is really there, you have to do an elaborate ceremony. But Indians, when they go in a Murti shop in Jaipur, they see a picture of Murti, they bow their heads, they touch the feet of the picture, they bow their head, they pay respect, because they see Krishna in that picture, Krishna in the Murti. It's just carved, they're standing there. It's carvers in Jaipur are Muslims, not even Hindu guys. They're talented sculptors, they're Muslims, carving Krishna, Lakshmi, they're in the shop. Krishna, Ram. So an Indian person goes there, he touches the feet of the Murti, this is Krishna. So the Murti is installed by your Bab, by your Bhakti. They don't need, that's all Aishwarya Vichara. It's not required. What's required is love and devotion. Krishna is served by love and devotion, not ritual. Of course, there are proper standards called Tantra. There's white Tantra and black Tantra. It's called Pancharartrika Shastra, which describes how to properly do puja. Your guru will teach you how to properly do puja. The other night, we had the yatra and somebody carved a mango and over to Krishna and served it out to everybody. It had the skins on it. I said, who did this? You're supposed to take the skin off, you stupid. No, mangoes, you don't eat the skin, you eat the mango. Apples, you can eat the skin if it's organic apples, otherwise you peel the apples full of chemicals. But like when you make a, like one time I told a story yesterday on Yatra, I was temple president for 4 years. There was a new Brahmin, quote unquote Brahmin, devotee, he was supposed to make the fruit salad. So I said, make the fruit salad. So I said, bring me the offering, I want to see what you made. So he had an apple, cut a piece of apple with the skin on it. He had a banana with the skin on it. and some orange with this orange, what's called little piece with the skin on in a bowl. A banana with skin on, apple cut, piece apple cut with skin on. I said, what the hell is this? So apparently he didn't, the Pujari, because I was still present, didn't teach him how to do it. He didn't know, he didn't have any common sense. I said, this is a fruit salad? Yeah, apples here, but they said make apple, orange, whatever fruits you have in the refrigerator. I said, first you peel the banana, and then you take between the bananas little threads, like they get worms and stuff. You peel off the little threads, then you cut the bad ends off, then you make little slices, and the apple you peel it, and the orange you have to peel it first, and take out the seeds, then you mix it together with yogurt and honey, a little black pepper, a little black salt, a little bit, then you mix it, and put a fresh cherry on top, and make a nice design. That's a fruit salad. Oh, really? I said, Krishna's a person, he's not going to eat the seeds, he's not a monkey, you know. Even a monkey doesn't eat the skin, you give him a banana to a monkey, he peels it. I said, Krishna's more than a monkey, isn't he? Like monkeys when they eat apples, they also peel the skin also. They go, they spit out the skin, they eat the apple. I watched them. I witnessed. Like Loki, they get Loki, they first they peel out, they bite out the skin, then they eat the nice inner part of the Loki. So, you have to learn how to do puja. That question? Your friend, you sure you have a question? So Yasiwava.
Blessed.
You're enjoying? Okay, good. That's good. You look pretty happy. You're blessed. That's cool.
Main point.
What time is it now?
4:29.
Thank you.
We have Ashtakalya Leelas all over the day. So when we are in the office,
Night also.
night also. So when we are in the office or we are doing something else, and during that time when the Ashtakalya Leela is happening, how do we meditate that time? That particular time? Because we generally meditate only in the morning when we are not in the office. So how do we meditate entire day on the Leelas?
You don't. Yeah, when you can't do two things at once. Can you cook and play chess at the same time? The question is asked, when I'm in the office, how do I meditate on Scotland? I say, you don't. You do the office work, you're going to get fired, you don't have any money. Here's what you do. Here's the solution. You have to be realistic. Every time you have for meditation 2 hours in the morning or whatever. So during those 2 hours, you take a book like Bhavana Sarasangra, and you start at the beginning of the book in Nishant Leela, 6 a.m. to 8:36. Oh, excuse me, 3. I know. Nishant Leela, 3:36 to 6. So you start, you meditate. Maybe you'll finish the whole Leela, maybe not, in 2 hours meditation. And the next day, at the same time, you continue going through the book. So after 7 or 8 or 9, 10 days, you finish all 8 Leelas. Then you go back. That's how you do it. So that way you're always, it's not at the time of the Leela, but at least every day you're going through after 1 week you've gone through all 24. All 8 Leelas. That's the only way to do it. Eventually when you're in the office, you have 5 minutes, you can think, oh, this is so and so. There's an outline of the Leelas also. I can give you an outline also. So you look at the front of the book has an outline. Oh, this sort of thing. Just print out the outline separate, laminate it, keep it in your desk. I have 5 minutes was the thing. So that way you can do both. Like lunchtime, you have lunchtime you always think. That's what my guru told me. Because he told me that most sadhakas, they make sure they're awake during 8 periods of Leela. So the last Leela is called Nisha Leela. Nisha Leela goes from 10:48 p.m. until 3:36 a.m. So most sadhus don't take rest before 11. They take rest at 11, they get up at 3 or 4. So that way, when between 10:48 and 11, they try to meditate on that Nisha Leela for 15 to 20 minutes. Go through it quickly. Then they wake up at 3 or 4. Then they meditate on the Leela from 3:36 to 6. And throughout the day, because they're not doing anything with bhajan or Babajis, then they can meditate all the Leelas. Usually I do that myself. But it's, health-wise, it's probably better to take rest earlier, but sadhus think about bhajan, and they're really pretty healthy. Most sadhus are pretty healthy. They don't sleep so much, but they're healthy. It's recommended by Karmi scientists to sleep by 10 latest. Sleep by 10, get up by 4, 3, 4 is best. That's yogi life. 10 to 3. But bhajan life is beyond yogi. Bhajan life is 11 to 3, 4 hours rest. Like Pran Krishna Swami, I know how many hours he sleeps, you know?
Very short, very short.
He gets up at 2 a.m. or something like that. Takes rest 10, 11 or something. It's very short. He's 105 years old, strong. He's your guru, I think. A great Siddha saint of Vrindavan. Pran Krishna Swami. So I should just get that outline chart. Just keep it on your desk or in your drawer. Just print it, Xerox and laminate it. Front of the book. Bhagavad Sangra. I know some people have these Casio watches you can set them to go off every 24 minutes. Because there's something called Dandadvika Seva, which was created by Siddha Krishnadas Babaji. He divided the 24 hours a day. And the 24 hours a day, there's 60 dandas. A danda is 24-minute period. So 24 minutes times 60 equals 24 hours. So every 24 minutes, Radha Krishna have about 5 or 6 leelas. They play junk, they splash water, they get dressed, they get decorated. They do like 2 hours worth of leelas in 24 minutes. I don't know how to do it. So all the leelas throughout the day are written in this chart called Dandadvika Seva. I've seen it in English. I have it somewhere in my notes. That's really detailed meditation. So he has to watch every 24 hours, every 24 minutes goes deep. And then when it goes deep, he has a program on his Casio, like computers I watch. You press the file opens up, it shows those leelas at that time. So two. It's really, he's a real computer kind of guy, you know. He's got Siddhanta, but he applies his computer brain to this, you know. Deep. I was here in the car to go to Delhi. He was next to me, driver. Beep, what's a beep? You know, I said, oh, that's cool. The driver beep. I go, what's that now? Man is machine. Anything else? Giant question?
Net, no. I have more.
Okay.
What is the difference between Klim, Shrim and Om? Why this, especially why Om? Because Klim seems like masculine, Shrim seems like the Shakti, but Om, why?
What's the question?
In the Diksha mantras, there is the one mantra that is start with Om. Why? Because I since that I understood, like Klim is for Shaktiman, Shrim is for Shakti, and Om for what?
Krishna say I'm Om
Oh,
in Bhagavad Gita.
Well, you gonna answer or maybe I should answer? The question is, there's bija mantras which precede a mantra. One mantra in Diksha mantra is Om, and one is Klim and Shrim. Shrim is for Shakti, for female, and Klim is for male, usually Bhagavan, Ram, Krishna, Narayan, Nrsimha, etc. So what is Om for? Om, any mantra can begin with Om. Like there's a mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's a male, Vasudeva is Krishna, but it begins with Om. Usually Om, hey, Om Namo Shivaya. Om is everywhere there. But no mantra to Shakti begins with Om. Om is also Purusha or masculine. But any mantra, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Sriyaya Namaha, Om Indraya, all Devitas, all males are Om. Klim is more rasic, it's more Om is for a male personality. Deva, Devata, or Bhagavan. But Klim is especially for Bhagavan. Ram, Vishnu, Sriya, Krishna. The future human beings will have just to be born with thumbs, you know. They don't need these fingers. I'm a different generation, old school. I still hold a phone, I go like this. I type also, but not crazy. Like people say chat, I said, good night. No thanks. I can't. Don't want to. Anything else? What time is it now? 4:45.
41.
Higher it gets, the less questions there are. Less people also, less devotees.
What in sadhana bhakti there are two types. One is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga sadhana bhakti. But just on the Sindhu it is told like Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is prarana is coming from shastras. But shastras are written by devotees or given by Krishna only. So not raga is individually, taste is there. I am not getting it.
What's your question? I'm not getting your question.
So, Raganuga Bhakti and Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti difference. Like Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti also Shastra based only, but there's a taste in the report.
The difference between Raganuga Sadhana, the basic difference between Raganuga Sadhana and Vaidhi Sadhana is this inspiration. The initiating force. What initiates one, what inspires one to take out the practice. So Vaidhi Sadhana, initiating force, inspiring practice, is the rules, regulations, and recommendation of Shastra. I read the books of Gita, Bhagavatam, I understand that practicing Bhakti is good for me. It'll protect me from going to hell, it'll make me go to the spiritual world, it'll make me happy, it's good for me. It's the inspiration, so I'll practice it. That's the idea. But Rag Bhakti is based on different. The inspiration is I'm attracted to Krishna the person. My attraction is not to just the benefits and boons or fear of not. If I don't do this, I go to hell. I should do this to save my soul, to elevate to heaven or go to Vaikuntha. So I should practice Vaidhi Sadhana. That's my inspiration. I want to get out of this world. I want to go to heaven. I want to go to the Godhead. I want to be peaceful. I want to be happy. That's the inspiration. That's what you want. But in Rag Bhakti, your inspiration is, I want to be with Krishna. I want to serve Krishna. I want to love Krishna. It's the inspiration. But the source of inspiration for both are Shastra. Sadhus and Shastra give the inspiration. But the initial, what initiates you and inspires you to begin is a personal attraction to the person Krishna, to serve Krishna, versus the Shastras say it's good for me, they say I should do it. Vaidhi means rules and regulations. I should live my life according to rules and regulations. But Rag Bhakti, I should live my life according to rules and regulations because I want to attain Krishna, I want to attain the service of Krishna. So the primary inspiration of Rag Bhakti is serving Krishna and pleasing Krishna. It's more a pure type of bhakti approach. The approach of Vaidhi is benefit, elevation for myself, improvement for myself, liberation for myself. That's what everybody in Vaidhi Sadhana says, I want to go back to Godhead. Everybody in Raganuga Bhakti says, I don't mind taking other births. But I just want to serve Krishna. I don't need anything for myself, that's enough. Lord Chaitanya came, he says, Raganuga Bhakti Prachar. Lord Chaitanya came to preach Raganuga Bhakti. So how did he preach? He gave 8 teachings called Shikshastra. What verse did he preach Raganuga Bhakti? Louder.
Nadanam najanam nasundarim kavitam vajagadisha kamaye mama jamani jamanishware bhavatat bhakti rahi tukhi.
Thank you. So in the 4th verse of Shikshastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preaches, I don't want to go back to Godhead. I don't want to go back home, back to Godhead. I just want to love Krishna and serve Krishna. I don't want wealth, I don't want any promotion, I don't want any benefit, I don't want to go to heaven, I don't want to go to God. I'll stay in the material world, life after life, if I can serve Krishna. This is Rag Bhakti. The service itself is bliss. Saving is bliss. I can ask any Brijvasi, where do you want to go next life? Vrindavan. What mean up there? No, here. I'm going to be born on Prem Gully or Mon Gully, Prem Gully, Seva Quaj, there you want. I want to go see Banga Bihari, I want to go see Radha Raman, I want to go see Radha Shamsundar. Oh, I want to go to Vaikuntha. I don't know. You go, I don't want to go. Even Brijvasis, anyway, it's not a thing. So this is because they're Rag Bhaktas. Once there's one purport book, it's in my Appreciating Vrindavan book. Prabhupada, the devotees asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, it doesn't seem, I don't see Brijvasis, many of them don't, Brijvasis Many of them don't have gurus. You ask you to have a guru, they say, I don't have a guru. They say, Krishna is my guru. Is that possible? Prabhupada said, yes. And then Prabhupada said, you don't try to understand the Vrishvasis, because they're all Raganuga Bhaktas. They're all Raganuga Bhaktas. You can't understand them. Just respect them and serve them. You ask anybody around Radha Kunda, do you want to go to the spiritual world or want to go to Radha Kunda? They'll say no. I'm Vrishvasi. I'm a Kundavasi. I'm born I will be born here next time. Sometimes I meet the Pandits at Radha Kunda. I say, I'm going to Vrindavan Monday. Why are you going to Vrindavan? Don't leave Radha Kunda. Vrindavan, nothing in Vrindavan. Everything's here at Radha Kunda. What about Radha? No. What about Bhakti Yard? No. We have Gira at Radha Kunda bus. When you go to Bhakti Yard, you say, I want to go to Govardhan. I say, why go to Govardhan? Everything's here at Bhakti Vihari. Yamuna, we have Bhakti Vihari. No, Gira at Radha Kunda. No. I stayed 5 years with ashram in Vrindavan before I moved here. From 97 to 2002. So why are you moving to Radha Kunda? That's a terrible place. Those people are not nice there. We love you here, stay here. I said, I know you love me, I love you too, that's nice. I want to go there, I just get sorry, you know. My landlady, her name was Radharani Pathak, she's a Brahmin. Her name is Radharani. So Radharani was telling me not to go. Don't go to Radha Kunda, stay in Radharati, you know.
So the definition of Uttama Bhakti applies only to Radhanuga Bhakti.
Huh?
The definition that Rupa Goswami gave of Uttama Bhakti, is it apply only to Radhanuga? Does it apply only to Radhanuga?
The definition, what is it? Tell me the verse.
Anyabhilashita Srunyam
Jnana Kamanayamrita.
Anukulyana Krishnana Shelanam Bhakti.
The question is, does the definition of Uttam Bhakti apply only to Rag Bhakti or to Vaidhi Bhakti? It applies to Uttam Bhakti. Uttam Bhakti is in Vaidhi Bhakti, can be Uttam Bhakti, Rag Bhakti, Uttam Bhakti. Uttam Bhakti and Vaidhi Bhakti is Vishnu Bhakti, goes to Vaikuntha. Uttam Bhakti, Rag Bhakti is Radha Krishna Bhakti, goes to Vrindavan. Because by practicing only Vaidhi sadhana, you can attain Uttam Bhakti and go to Vaikuntha, worship Lakshmi Narayan, or best Rukmini Dwarkadish. When you practice Raganuga Bhakti, you go to Loka Vrindavan and serve Radha Krishna. Shri Govinda Govinath Madanama Shalakandra. Any questions? Oh, okay, Swami woke up.
So if Lakshmi was praying for Gopi Bhav, is there an instance she got Gopi Bhav, or she's not happy?
I just saw her yesterday, she didn't get it. She saw eyewitness, she saw, he saw. She's still like this. She's still praying. Question is, Lakshmi's been there for 5,000 years. And Bhagavan, has she got Gopi Bhav yet? No. It's just like ISKCON. People have been there for 50 years, they haven't got Gopi Bhav. So 50 years or 50,000 years, Lakshmi Devi or Bhakta Joe or Igor Maharaj, or the Russian sannyasi, he has not Gopi Bhav either after 50 years. All you get Gopi Bhav from a Gopi. Question is, has Lakshmi gotten Gopi Bhav yet? And I said, no, I saw her yesterday. I was at Balavan yesterday with all these people, everybody here was there. Six witnesses, she's still praying. We gave her a donation also to help buy her some food, keep her alive, you know. Everybody else takes donations from Lakshmi, we give her donations. Everybody else goes and gets donations as long as she, please, I'll give you 100 rupees, please turn it into 500 rupees. we give her 1,000 rupees, and here, take it, buy some kitchen, you know, buy some food. As long as she shouldn't starve, you know. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. What time is it now? 4:49.
53.
Huh?
53.
What?
53.
53. Thank you. Okay, what else? Where's Govinda? Everybody's too tired out from Yasha. They're all 24, 30 years old. 4 days Yasha. Cutting class on Sunday. Actually, the white people here, everybody here is only Radha Kunda Vasi. You're a Vrindavan Vasi. Whole Vrindavan wing is sleeping. Anything more? Okay.
About like chanting Diksha mantra, is always we must chant Manasik Japa of Diksha mantra, or is possible, especially like at the beginning, to learn even the words, chant like the wisdom?
Question is, Diksha mantras, how should we chant them? Upamshu Japa or Manasik Japa? It's recommended to do Manasik, but at the beginning you do Upamshu, means whispering. It's okay to whisper. Do you know how to do a bog offering? No.
I don't know, maybe I know, better if you say.
Okay. So we prepare the bog offering with love and devotion and proper standards of cleanliness and purity. You should have clean clothes when you bathe and dress in clean clothes when you make the major offering for the day, for Thakurji. And then you make, if you have a little deity, you have a little deity this big. Hello.
Yes.
You have a deity this big. You don't offer little bowls like this.
Yes.
It's not some dollhouse. It says in Shastra, Christians we offer what human proportions. So you just have bowls, like one bowl of dal, and it should be bowl, human proportion. Like katori, 200 ml katori. And rotis or puris, 2 each. 2 puris, not 3, 4, 5. 2 rotis, 2 puris. Rice, 1 bowl. Sweets, 2, not 3, 4. 2 rascals, 2 goshes, 3 rice, whole bowl. A fruit salad, feel common sense fruit salad. If you don't have it, you have someone who has. Fruit salad means yogurt or cream. Cream is even better. Want to go ultra royal, ultra fancy cream is fruit cream, right? Fruit cream, everything washed. You wash all fruits in baking soda, soak them in baking soda, takes the chemicals off. You know that? You're pretty stupid. That's certified.
For this reason I ask you, please say me everything.
I'm telling you. Fruits, you should, like your mangoes, you soak them like 2 or 3 tablespoons of baking soda to like 3 liters of water. And then you dissolve the baking soda and put the fruits in there, apples, grapes, whatever. then sit for 25 minutes, then wash them under fresh water. That's how vegetables, you do the same thing. No, any vegetables. Then you peel, then you do whatever you do. So now you prepare the bowls, so you put one tulsi leaf on each, one tulsi leaf on each preparation. The tulsi leaf shouldn't have a tail on it. Do you know what a tail is?
Yes, yes, yes.
It's just a leaf, not the thick stem, little stem. And it should be face up, the shiny side up on the preparation. Like this. Like that. So first, the area where you have a separate plate, stainless steel towel with 4 bowls, and separate drinking water cup for Thakurji, with a lid, with a top on it. Not open. Top on it. And change the water once or twice a day, new water.
Yes, yes.
So when you have the plate ready, first you wash the table, wash the area where everything's going on. Then you put the plate on. Then you put tulsi leaves and everything. Then the hot strong cup, you put 1 drop of water in each preparation. 1 drop, not a whole spoonful. And you chant a mantra. Idam ana vyanjana mishna panyajana vedam klim krishnaya namah. Get it from the tape. And then you ring the bell and chant Gopal mantra 10 times, counting on your fingers. Whole time you're chanting your mantra 10 times, you're ringing the bell. Hello? Ring the bell, chanting the mantra 10 times, Gopal mantra. Then you leave, close the door, close the curtain, leave for minimum 10 minutes. Should be 20 minutes. Then come back before you open the curtain, open the door, you clap your hands 3 times. Then you ring a bell, you go inside and do achman and tumble and mentally tumble. And then you clear the tray and you prasad. That's it. That's all. Any details, she'll tell you. Jai Radhe.
Thank you so much.
Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Sunday Satsang ki Jai, Radharani ki Jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. There's prasad and there's a